Because remember, if you look for darkness, you're gonna find darkness. If you look for light, you'll find light. Like, I just lost a show that I brought 59 people to, personal guests.
All right.
Yo, all right. We are back. Yo, you know we're in the triple digits of subscribers now? Is that what you decided to do? Just wake up and hit that subscribe button? Stop. We're growing though, we're growing. I just want to say I'm super thankful, super appreciative of being in those triple digits. The channel is growing. And hey, hold on. We are investing in the channel though. We are investing. The quality is gonna go up. So you can see we got the wireless mic right here. Hold on. Let me show you the products. Boom, we got that right there in the pocket. We got the Canon camera. Battery's charging, but this bad boy is definitely getting put to use. In case we need multiple angles, we got this right here. We got the MacBook that I got specifically for just like editing and stuff, because I have an iPhone, I can like transfer. And then we got the ring light. I'm sure you can like see the lighting. So all I wanted to say is I'm super thankful for and the backdrop. Let's not forget the backdrop. Yes. So yeah, I just wanted to do like a quick Q&A, give back some value, and hopefully we can just keep making progress in the areas that matter to us. How do you stay motivated? It's from the gains. That's how. No, just joking. The way I stay motivated is generating a result. That's all you need to do. If you can generate a result, that's how people like become gym rats, or they'll like put out, I guess, the YouTube videos consistently, or they'll keep trying to get new clients, or keep working out their business even if they're not making a ton of money, or they'll stay on it. Oh wow, you're still doing that? Yeah. It's because they were able to generate a result, sometimes kind of early, but it was okay. I proved to myself that there's something here. Now, what do I need to do to get to the next level, and the next level, and the next level? Because we all know success doesn't happen overnight, even though it's painted as such. So that's the biggest thing. How do you stay motivated? You generate a result. You have a very positive perspective. You always look for that light. And then you're humble enough to freaking get some mentorship. Man, and look, I know there's not the best mentors, not the best coaches, gurus, whatever. But remember, just do your due diligence. Paying for education, paying for knowledge from somebody who has done what you want to do is how it's always been. That's what college is. You're paying for knowledge. You're paying for education. You're paying to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever that is. You're paying for it. So in the same exact sense, if someone's done what you want to do, of course, vet them, make sure they're not fraudulent, make sure they're actually legit, and then watch a lot of, if they have free content, watch a lot of their free content. This is what I did, because I've had so many mentors in fitness and in business. It allows me to collapse timelines. And so yeah, I'm just a student. Okay, all right, you've done what I did. Let me zip my mouth, and okay, what can I learn and then apply? So yeah, that's how I stay motivated. I just keep learning from people, and then applying and generating some type of result. Okay, man, maybe I can. Okay, this foot can go in front of the other. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then it gets exciting, and then you kind of have like, the avalanche starts to go. So yeah, and of course, it's gonna sound corny. I'm sure you heard this a billion times, but believe in yourself. That's it's so big. And if you don't have like the will yet to quite believe in yourself fully, you can borrow somebody's belief in you, and that's okay. You can't borrow it from me. I can loan it to you though, right? Because I'm gonna need that back. Because I'm gonna need you to believe in me a little bit too. All right. I'll loan it to you. That's what you. But yeah, borrow someone's belief in you who who, thinks you can do it too. And that helps to have that external confirmation in the early days. How do I build more muscle? Or how is muscle built? So what I want to do is I kind of want to give you the actual, like, an in-depth answer for this. And so how muscle is built, think of it as, number one, you have something called mechanical tension. So mechanical tension, all that is lifting heavier weights. Okay, so when you lift heavier weights, of course, your body then realizes the stress that's being placed upon it, and then it's going to want to adapt. Your body doesn't know you're in the gym, in a safe environment. It just knows that, oh my gosh, I cannot lift this. I need to adapt to survive. So that's going to create the adaptation. So that's mechanical tension. So that's one way. That's just one way. And I'm going to break it up into 5 categories. So we went over mechanical tension. The next is metabolic stress. So metabolic stress, think of that as working through the burn longer, including intensity techniques. Things like drop sets, things like cluster sets. If you're familiar with cluster sets, you're really just taxing the muscle. In other words, think of it as more repetitions. A good analogy or a good saying that I like to reference when speaking about metabolic stress is, so Muhammad Ali, he said, I don't count my sit-ups. He said, I only start counting when it starts hurting. Then I start counting. So if I'm freaking doing sit-ups and I don't start counting until it starts hurting, my body's definitely going to change and adapt. So that's absolutely a way that you can lead to more physical adaptations. Number 3 is muscular damage. So now this is more of controlling. This is more contributed to controlling the weight, because you have a concentric motion and an eccentric motion. Just think of the concentric motion is basically fighting the theory of gravity in a sense. The eccentric motion usually is also known as the positive and the negative. You'll hear that term as well. And so sometimes what people will do, so say I'm doing a bicep curl, sometimes people will just drop the weight. Same with the bench press, they'll just drop the weight. You're missing 50% of that exercise. You're not going to miss 50%. I know you, or I might know you. I'm just messing with you. But don't miss out on that 50%. Control the weight as best you can. And then, of course, if you're adding in partials at the end, that's another intensity technique. Sure, that's different. But yeah, really learn how to control your weight on the way down. Not all reps are created equal. This is something that you absolutely have to understand. Please try to control your weight. Really tax the muscle in every way possible. Think of it as like wringing a towel and you want to get all the water out. Get as much out of each movement, out of each workout, out of each gym session that you can. Mandatory. Come on, we're making progress here. You gonna make progress, all right? You're gonna type down there, yo, I'm looking solid right now. Hey, I'm feeling it right now. I'm seeing. Send me the good news. Let me know that you're making progress in the gym if you are. Okay, that's what we do this for. So I went over mechanical tension, right? That's lifting heavier. Metabolic stress. Let's think of that as more reps. Muscular damage, controlling the reps. Then number 4 is frequency. So training frequency. So if you're like a natural lifter, I would absolutely highly recommend that you make sure that you're hitting, because, right, as natural lifters, we don't have like other stuff like helping us build muscle tissue 24/7. We just don't have that advantage, unfortunately. But there's a way around it. We're just going to increase our training frequency. So I'm hitting my biceps twice a week, or at least call it your priority areas. If you can't hit a body part all your body twice a week, at least hit your priority areas twice a week. You want to see a change in your chest? You better be hitting your chest twice a week. You want to see a change in your back? Hit your back twice a week. Arms, something, twice a week. Get it in, get that frequency up. That's another way, right? Make sure it's spaced apart, make sure you're not sore, make sure you're getting your amino acids, your protein intake, all that, so you can recover and you can hit it without being sore and then risking injury. Okay, we're getting there. Next one. So that was number 4. And then number 5 is, I'm just going to kind of put this in one. Sleep, eat, and recover. Hey, so what I kind of like, I like to think of it this way. For sleep, eat, and recover. Think of your body as a construction workers. Like in the gym, we're not actually building muscle tissue on the spot. We're actually tearing it down. So because we just did a bunch of damage to the muscle fibers, we didn't go to sleep, right? Well, we eat afterward, the post-workout meal, the post-workout shake, you get your protein in, you'll see the smoothie bars in the gym, all that. So you get your supplies. Think of your body as a construction worker. They need supplies from an external source to build back the damage you did in the gym. So give them the supplies, and then we go and we rest. And while we're resting, think your body is putting on their hard hat and clocking in, and they're rebuilding. And you want to give them 6 to 7.5, 8.5 hours of a work shift. You want to give them that long to rebuild, because anything below that, like say 5.5 hours is the number that came up when I was researching this. 5.5 hours, anything below 5.5 hours, 5.5 hours or below, you risk you risk your muscle being catabolized. Now, what's catabolized sound like? Catabolize, cannibalism, catabolism, right? So think of your muscle basically eating itself or wasting away. So say you wake up too early, the job's not done, your body hasn't finished rebuilding. Well, hey, you're awake. All those workers need to do other jobs now because you're awake. They can't repair anymore. Oh, well, it looks like we're not adding on more muscle tissue. That's a risk you run from not getting enough sleep. So man, get your pillow, get your bed, get your bunk, get something. Make sure you're comfy so you can stay asleep or get good quality sleep, deep sleep. Okay, so those are the 5 things right there. So how do you, this is a good one. So I was like doing my contest prep, and so I reached 6% body fat, actually under that, and I'll talk about that later, but the 6% body fat was a number I'm more able to hold. Anything under that was so hard for me to hold. So how did I reach 6% body fat? Now, and it's according to bioelectrical impedance, so that's like that little device like that. And my physique looked just like the pictures online of what 6% body fat looked like. So it was like a true 6%. And so basically, I want to just keep this answer pretty short. Above all else, know that you have to be consistent. That's it. My mindset was 0 cheats. The restaurant I want is going to be open tomorrow. It's going to be open next week. If I really wanted to look my best for a period of time, I'm going to follow the plan until I get to the freaking goal. That's it. If you have an address to get to, are you going to stop and pull over somewhere for an hour, 2 hours? No, you're going to keep driving until you get to the goal. That was my mentality. I have to keep going until I get to the goal. I can't afford to stop right now, or else I just won't engage in I won't write down the goal. I won't go for the goal. I'm going to go for the goal. So number 1 is consistency. Then number 2, you got to make sure that you're doing your cardio. So I literally I have a treadmill right here at my place, incline walking, 3 incline minimum, and then anywhere, so 3, 4, 5, 6, I try not to hold on as well. I try to just, actually incline walk unless I'm really taxed. But yeah. And then anywhere of a 3 speed to like a 4 speed, anything that I can walk gets me to my target heart rate. And I do 25 to 30 minutes. That's what I would do. Okay. And the days a week, that'd be about 5 days. Sometimes 6. I didn't really need to do 6. I needed to do 5, but sometimes I would do 6, depending on what my reading, how I'm looking, all that. Okay, be able to engage. And by reading, I mean like my weight and my body fat, because I would do that every day just to check to see if I made progress. So that was my cardio, my weight training. Okay, I run a push-pull legs. Yeah, so think about it as for those of you know what push-pull legs is, just basically I would train 5 to 6 days out the week. So actual weights and I do my cardio and my weights separate, cardio in the morning, weights in the evening. Or if I couldn't do that, make sure you do your weights first and then your cardio afterward if it's in one session. So if it's in 2 sessions, cardio in the morning, weights in the evening. If it's in 1 session, weights first, cardio second. Don't forget that. The next thing, I never missed my supplements. Even if the supplements that I'm using, the over-counted supplements, make sure like they're all science-based, they're actually decently effective. Like a 2 to 3 to 4% boost or aid makes a difference if you're consistent with it. Especially when you start getting really lean, it makes a difference. So I wasn't missing supplements because taking your supplements, your anything, whether that's your protein powders, your creatines, whatever your natural test boosters, anything like that, if you're taking those, they're easy to take, but because they're easy to take, they're also easy not to take. Easy stuff can be easy to do, but since it's easy, they can be easy not to do. So just make sure you do it and make the time to do it. So I didn't miss the supplements. Okay, sleep I could have been better on. For the most part, I never fell below 5.5, but I wish I would have gotten a little bit more than 6.5. I wish I would have gotten 7.5, 8, something like that. That would have been great. Yo, Kem from the future here. I was editing the video and I realized that I didn't even go into diet. So as you know, that's going to be super crucial to reaching your 6% body fat or just getting leaner. Okay, and so to keep this really clean and concise, you know your 3 macronutrients. You have your protein, carbs, and fats. And how we go about putting this into the body is tremendous for your transformation. So for protein, quick rule of thumb, your goal is going to be to get 1 gram per pound you want to weigh. So if I want to weigh 180 pounds, I'm going to get 180 grams of protein per day. If I want to weigh 150 pounds, I'm going to get 150 grams of protein per day. That's number 1. And try to keep the proteins lean proteins. Okay? Google search some. Ask the question down below, some of the ones that I like, in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. Number 2. So we talked about proteins. Next is carbohydrates. This is a big one for when it comes to your physique. And there's a lot to learn. I'm only going to cover 2 main things. You have your complex carbohydrates and you have your simple carbohydrates, also kind of known as refined carbohydrates, also known as fast digesting carbohydrates, kind of in the same family. So complex carbohydrates, simple, refined, fast digesting carbohydrates, those 2 families. Okay, so now the complex carbohydrates, what I would do and what I still do every contest prep, and it served me so well, is I do brown rice. Okay, I'll do 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup of brown rice, and I get the brown rice that doesn't have that bad aftertaste. If you're interested or if you're open to trying brown rice, just drop the comment and I'll go ahead and I'll link the brand or tell you what brand it is. Okay, gets in the Asian section at this grocery store I go to here in California. Okay, so brown rice is one of the complex carbohydrates I consume. Oatmeal is another complex carbohydrate, and again, I do 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup cooked. When I'm getting really lean and really shredded, I'm doing that. Okay, and there's other examples of your complex carbs. And like with your oatmeal, so I'm super big on flavor. You guys, you're probably like, no, you aren't. You just suggested freaking brown rice. But for the oatmeal and all that good stuff. So this is Flavor God. Look them up on Instagram. This is cinnamon butter roll seasoning. freaking amazing. It's going to change your life. See, I already use it. They're really big on healthy seasonings. It's of course 0 calories, and it's under 1 gram. It has that like less than sign, under 1 gram of carbs. Here's the gingerbread cookie variation. Here's the pumpkin spice. And then I also have a chocolate donut variation that I can put right in my oatmeal, or you can put that in your coffee. You can find a way if you do cream of rice, all that stuff. Okay. So I do low complex carb. The only time I implement some kind of simple or fast digesting carbs is before or after my workout. Before or after. And remember, simple, so fruits and vegetables, right, are carbs, but guess what else is carbs? Candy and soda. In your body, what I learned in precision nutrition, becoming certified in sports nutrition, exercise nutrition, the biggest takeaway is your body interprets food solely as information. The second you can speak that same language, the second you can start generating better outcomes physically and different outcomes, because now you're on the same wavelength in a sense. So when talking about your simple carbohydrates, think of it this way. In a football game, right, you see the football players drinking Gatorade, right? What's the purpose of a sports drink? They have all the dietitians, all the sports nutritionists, all of them at their whim. Other than the sponsorship reason why they have Gatorade, what's the purpose of a sports drink? So long story short, we have this thing called glycogen, which is basically what we primarily run off of. Glycogen. That's where our energy, our physical energy comes from for the most part, unless you're doing a keto diet, then your energy comes from ketone bodies. But for the most part, it comes from glycogen. So glycogen, think of that as your gas tank. The more physical activity you do, your glycogen stores go low and you cannot perform the same. You eat, you consume food in the form of carbohydrates, it'll raise your glycogen stores, allowing you to continue performing. Now, refined carbohydrates or fast digesting carbohydrates like Gatorade, which is right sugary, what that's going to do is it's actually going to, because it's not a complex, because it's a simple, it's already broken down, your body can then use that for a demand if the demand is there. So if I'm in activity, we can put in new resources and our body can fill us up and get us performing again. Now it's a double-edged sword though, because if you are, say you're just a computer programmer or college student, you're just sitting on your butt all day and you're drinking back Gatorades, what's going to happen is our body's going to get these resources and be like, oh snap, we got resources to go right now. Okay, they're already stripped down, they're already refined, they're already good to go. Let's use them. No, wait, we're not in activity. Well, we don't need them. Let's store them for later. Let's store them right here. Let's store it right here. Let's store it in the back. Let's store it. And it's going to convert. Remember, our body doesn't know what makes us look good. So it's only going to do what makes the most sense at that exact moment. So if we have extra resources that our body does not need, it will just use it for later, right? Body fat is just stored energy. So we'll convert that into body fat, into stored energy. And we don't want that to happen. So I'm very strategic with when I have fast digesting carbs or simple carbs, either before or after my workout. Like that's when I start getting really lean, that's what I typically do with my white rice, right? And white rice kind of like in the middle, I get it. But yeah, white rice, like your pastas and stuff like that. You have to be the king of portions when it comes to getting shredded. Use the 1/4 cup. You can go to the dollar store, 1/4 cup, half cup, 3/4 cup. Get used to that. You don't got to use the food scale right now. Even though it's not super hard, it's just, you can literally just scoop it and put it on the plate with the 1/4, 1/2, and you're solid. Less thinking. So try that out. That's for the carbs. I do low complex carb and then simple carbs before or after my workout, and or after my workout. Okay. Fats, extremely low. My fats are extremely low. So like basically 10 to 15 grams. And I'll supplement with some fish oil, omega-3s, to get that in for my body. But other than that, super lean meats. I'm not eating any fat, like basically zero fat. or as low as I can keep it. Okay, we're ditching the fried foods. You want fried crunchy, you use the air fryer. Get yourself an air fryer. Okay, so recap: protein, 1 gram per pound you want to weigh, low complex carb unless you're about to be in activity, and then very low fat. You do those things, you will get into the best shape of your life consistently with everything else that I've already mentioned. Hope that helps a lot. And so, oh, and then the last thing, which was really big, was managing stress. Learn how to manage stress, because it's so easy to get worked up today, to be distracted, to have things pull on your focus. Oh my God, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm talking about. So just remember how important your energy is and your attention is. And when something that's stressing you out happens, take what I do, and this may not work for everybody, but what I do is when something that I dislike, or that, just like, for whatever reason this is happening to me, I immediately pause and I say, isn't that interesting? And then immediately, I do two things. I look for the lesson, and I look for light. I look for the lesson and I look for light. Because remember, if you look for darkness, you're gonna find darkness. If you look for light, you'll find light. Like, I just lost a show that I brought 59 people to, personal guests. I broke the record of most people brought for a single competitor. The president told me that. I didn't get no special award. I didn't win the show. I didn't get anything. It was actually embarrassing from my perspective, extremely, because I dropped the ball right at the end, and I know it was completely my fault. It was fixable based on what the judge told me. If I didn't do this thing, if I didn't make these errors on stage, they even told me I had a better physique than the guy ahead of me. Like, it ate me up. It felt like I disappointed and let a lot of people down, even though, they'll give me support. Of course, they'll bring me up when I'm feeling down. I appreciate that. But the build-up, I had so much social media build-up to it in a fun and exciting way, because it was something I'm genuinely excited about, but it sucked. So instead of being bitter, because I could have looked for reasons to be angry, I could have looked for darkness, I could have looked for anything, but I looked for the light. Okay, there's a place I can improve. Okay, I can get better. Wow, I actually have the opportunity to compete again soon. Oh, there's a show in Las Vegas. I'm in California. There's no shows in California until November. This is being filmed in September. Okay. My mentality's still there. Physique, feeling good. Just need to, stay on it. Okay. We can make these improvements. We can do this. So that's what I did. I looked for the light. And when I looked for the light, it changed everything. I shifted my perspective. It changed everything. And that's the one thing that you have to remember. Take ownership of your place, like where you are. You are, like, and some I tell myself, I am where I am, or you are where you are because of your hard work or your lack of hard work. I take the ownership. Yes, there's external circumstances, sure, but the more ownership you take, then the more control you have over the outcome in the future. Ooh, please tell me you heard me. You heard me on that one. Take ownership, please, of everything that goes on, because then the control is in your hands.